Welcome to BioClass. Today we will discuss about angiosperms. You know that the angiosperms where that we are getting the fruit. The fruit is available in that. So gymnosperm we saw that the seed was there but the fruit was absent. But here it is in angiosperms. It is a flowering plant and having the fruit and the flower. So let's know there is some unique characteristics here. Unique characteristics. First is flower. Flower it contains calyx corolla and the variant. Okay, and here the seeds are covered by the fruits. Okay, here the male gametes. Male gametes is reduced. It is male gametes is non-flagellate, non-motile. Xylem and phloem are complete. I mean, all four parts are available. Double fertilization is there. Okay, so all this characteristics it is available here. So it is a very large group. 1200 genus is there. Species is 2,86,000. And all different type of habitat it is available. Angiosperm. It is aquatic, terrestrial, desert, mountain, and all types of plants also there. The hard, shrub, trees, epiphytes, and all parts also present. That is the root, stem, leaf, flower, fruit, and the seed. Okay, so these things you have to keep in mind. Here in this in your book, here it is written that the Wolffia that is the smallest one, and the eucalyptus is the tallest. That all types are available. Here I can show you one diagram. Here the Wolffia, that is smallest angiosperms. You can see that in fingertip. There's so many are there. And okay, so they are in two different types. They differ into two classes: the dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous, on the basis of the cotyledons the present inside the seed. So that we will see after on. Look at here. If we see its flower here, the unique part that is the bisexual flower is mostly present in this. Here you can see that the female part, this the male part. Male part and female part we have already show that in gymnosperms, but here the calyx and the corolla, that petal sepal. I mean here the sepal, this green color, and the petal. These parts are found in angiosperms. Okay, so well developed that flower that we are getting here. Okay, the male sex organ. Look at here that here. Look at it. The male sex organ in the flower is a stamen, and each stamen consists of the slender the filament anther. I think all of you know this. You got already. The anther it produces the pollen grain. In the female also that pistil is there, and from that the ovary and it produces many ovules. Okay, so this one it is there in this. So here this the stamen part. This the anther and the filament also the in anther that pollen is produced, and this female stigma, style, and the ovary. Inside the ovary the ovule is present. Now inside the ovule what is present, that now we have to discuss. Look at here. Within ovule are present the highly reduced female gametophyte termed as embryo sac. This embryo sac, the formation, it is produced by the meiosis, meiotic cell division, reduction of cell division. And here it is egg cells, synergids, antipodal, polar nuclei. I just want to show you that in this diagram that you can able to understand the schematic forms. It is You can see that here this is the polar nuclei part, polar nuclei part, and here is egg. Other these two sides is synergids, and here the three antipodals. So this is the arrangement hmm, inside inside the embryo sac. Embryo sac. Now the development, all these things are there in class 12 that you have to study. So polar nucleus, here the antipodal, here two synergids, and this is the main here, the egg cells. Here the micropylar end. It means that the here the pollen enter inside. The pollen tube will enter inside, and after that, you know that it is fertilized two times. Next, we are discussing that part. Now, in double fertilization, if we try to understand that this fact already it was there in the lower classes. So, just know that the pollen tube will enter in embryo sac with two male gametes. Look at here. Here the pollen will germinate and it will form the pollen tube. In pollen tube, when it enters, then male gamete it divides into two. That you know. So it means that here you can see that there are two gamete. Okay. So out of that, the one will fertilize with egg, and another will fertilize with the polar nuclei, and this one, when it will fertilize in the polar nuclei, it forms the endosperms. See that the diploid primary endosperm nucleus it will form, and with the egg which will fertilize, that is turns into zygote, which is 2n. Okay, so it means that already this is 2n, and when 1n will add with that, it turns into 3n endosperms. And egg and the sperm will unite, that is the zygote, that embryo. From that the embryo will form. So you always remember that from this the embryo, this means the plant will form, and endosperms is just food for them. Okay, so this is the fact. It is when it is two times the two fusion, then it is termed as the double fertilization. All right, so these things you have to keep in mind. After double fertilization, you know that this zygote it turns into embryo. It will develop, and this pain, it means the endosperm, primary endosperm, that nucleus. So it will also develop, and this will provide food to embryo. That means the endosperm will give the food to embryo. So this nourishment to the embryo, and other the synergies and antipodal, whatever there the antipodal, here the synergies, they were degenerates. And during this events, the ovule developed into seed, this ovule, and the full ovaries develops into fruit. Okay, so now let's see that life cycle which is given here in your book. In angiosperm life cycle, you can see here that the sporophytic phase is the maximum. Mostly it is gametophytic phase is only that when the spores are formed. I mean the pollen and the ovum, and when they again will unite, they will form that embryo and the plant. And here you know that the flower, which can separate the male part and female part, and they will produce the gamete. So this type where the 2n generation, I mean sporophytic generation, is the major generation. Okay, so if we compare it with gymnosperm and angiosperm, if it is compared, then gymnosperm, here the mostly trees, but here everything we are getting. In gymnosperm, xylem vessels was absent, but here it is there. companion cell also absent, but here it is present. Cone, that type of structure, it is a special structure, but here it is not there. Flower, and as such it is absent in gymnosperm, it is present. Okay. Ovule was naked, and here it is covered by the ovary. So the ovary absent, ovary present. Okay. So these are the a few important characters. So you can please stop this video and write all this in your copy. All right. Now, if we can see this monocot and dicot, little bit just know about this a little bit. Monocot and dicot. In dicot, where this cotyledon, we know that the endosperm, it was there, that endosperm, we talked about endosperm, but in this case this endosperm is consumed by the cotyledon. It means that now this cotyledon is there and number of cotyledon is 2. But here in monocot, here the endosperm still there and the cotyledon also there. So endosperm and the cotyledon both it is present in the monocot. Okay. So here it is 1. So that is why it is called the monocotyledons. That is the two major divisions here. Now, alternation of generation, little bit you have to know about this. Alternation of generation, it means that the alternation of the haploid generation and the diploid generation in their life cycle. Okay, we have seen that in life cycle the haploid generation, that means n number of chromosome, and the diploid generation, which is 2n number of chromosome, it alters. It alters, and there are some cases where the main phase is diploid, there are some cases main phase is haploid, and we have seen also that the almost 50% that haploid and diploid cases. Now, on that basis, that is, it is called haplontic, because here the haploid generation is more, and the diploid generation when the zygote will form that only. So in some other also that we can see that the diploid also. See that here the diplontic, it means the diploid generation it is more, whereas the haploid generation is less, minimum. When the gamete will form, that is the haploid generation will start, otherwise they are in the diploid. Now, in third case, that is haplodiplontic cases. Haplodiplontic cases here we have seen in bryophyte and the pteridophyte. In these cases, the almost they are having the 50%, almost 50% they are having the diploid or the sporophytic generation, and another side is gametophytic generation. And okay, so these are already discussed in bryophyte and pteridophyte separately. So if you still cannot understand, you can go there and see that one. Okay, so haplodiplontic, from the name we can able to understand. Haplontic means haploid generation is more, diplontic diploid generation is more, haplodiplontic both the generation is equally, almost equally is there. Okay, that is the end of this chapter of the plant kingdom. Chapter 4, the animal kingdom. Okay, thank you.